Remember guys, when you pop a pimple, a scar is born. I'm Dr. Mona Gohara, a dermatologist in New Haven, Connecticut, and I'm here to answer your most pressing questions about skincare, so send them my way. Today's topic of choice, acne scarring. In order for us to understand what to do about acne scars, the first thing we need to do is understand why and how they actually happen. When a pimple forms, collagen is damaged, and when that collagen starts to heal in a wonky way, it leads to scarring. Most derms would guess that anytime you get a pimple, there's about a 6% risk that it will turn into a scar. And that number goes up if you pop it or pick at it, which causes damage to the dermis layer of your skin. When you get any sort of a wound, including a self-inflicted one from that pimple you just had to pop, your skin cells and connective tissue start to multiply and try to repair the damage. The scar is made up of that connective tissue, which feels a bit more gristly than regular old skin. One more thing that could be contributing to the remnants of your high school zits that keep showing up on your face: genetics. So thanks, Mom and Dad. So just to set the record straight, when you're talking about scars, you're really talking more about textural changes on the skin, not just discoloration that can happen after a little breakout. If you're just concerned about hyperpigmentation, that's when products like retinol, glycolic, vitamin C, and sunscreen can really make a big difference, because with time, it's going to fade naturally by itself, but sometimes it just needs a little extra jump start, and you can do that easily at home. Nope, there are a few different types of scars that can stick around after your pimples are long gone. Keloids are raised and reddish and develop at the site of any sort of injury. They're not exclusive to acne scars. Sometimes they even happen on the back of your ear. And they happen when all that connective tissue keeps growing and it looks like a raised bump coming out of your skin. Hypertrophic scars are similar to their keloid cousins, but don't grow quite as large as keloids. They tend to stay right where the pimple actually was instead of growing out of bounds. Luckily, these have a tendency just to be on your chest and back. Ice pick scars, otherwise known as pitted scars, are small but deep holes on the surface of your skin that basically look like little pits. They start out as plugged up pores, otherwise known as comedones, which are filled with pus and create pressure and inflammation underneath the skin. Rolling scars are like ice pick scars, but are shallower and more smooth around the edges. They tend to happen when skin loses elasticity, so are more common as you get older. And the last type, boxcar scars, which kind of look like someone pushed a fingernail in your face, are the frustrating aftermath of those red inflamed pimples, otherwise known as inflammatory acne. They're shallow like rolling scars, but they've got sharper edges. As you know, there are a lot of different types of acne scars and about as many different treatment options out there to help you deal with them. But treating your scars doesn't have to involve hauling over to your dermatologist. There are certain products that can get the job done at home too. The triple threat combination of retinoids, vitamin C, and glycolic are definitely worth keeping in your beauty cabinet. A retinol, like the one from Skin Medica, helps to stimulate collagen regeneration. A vitamin C serum, my favorite happens to be from SkinCeuticals, helps with discoloration. And a glycolic acid, the one from Drunk Elephant, is great, helps to stimulate skin cell turnover and collagen regeneration. Some require a trip to the dermatologist's office. For deeper scars, microneedling and fractionated laser resurfacing create controlled micro-injuries in your skin. Your body responds by producing collagen to help heal those wounds. This is particularly helpful for those deep pitted scars that really mark up your texture. For the deepest of the deep ice pick scars, a process called subcision, which involves cutting under the surface of your skin, can help. If your scars are superficial, chemical peels can work wonders. Keloids can be removed, they can be cut out, they can be injected with corticosteroids or steroids to flatten them out. There are pressure devices. There are all kinds of ways to make a keloid go away or be less apparent, but it's really a genetic thing, and so if you have a tendency to keloid, you may keloid in other places as well. I think most commonly what people come in my office concerned about is actually not scarring, but hyperpigmentation or discoloration from an existing pimple. So just be reassured and feel relieved that those are easy to deal with and it's not something you have to stress out about. Scars, still nothing to stress out about, but they just may be more of a marathon than a sprint. and coming up with a treatment plan and different procedures can definitely make them fade significantly. See you next time for another episode of Dear Derm. Make sure to subscribe to Well+Good and comment below for any questions.